Hey guys, this is Jeff McMahon with ANR Restoration, and I'm here in one of the crawl spaces for a customer of ours that's wanting to have their crawl space treated for fungal growth. This is a very typical crawl space that you're going to find here in Kentucky, southern Indiana. One thing you'll notice is this is a vented crawl space, but they have capped off the vents with some styrofoam board. It's not been sealed, so while somewhat effective, that's definitely not as effective as it could be. But other things you'll notice as you look throughout this crawl space is we've got insulation that is fallen. Insulation's fallen all over the place. Now, it is R19, which does meet code here in this particular region. And code changes based on location, but here in the Louisville, Kentucky area / southern Indiana, R19 is what you want to have in a crawl space. But that insulation needs to be tight against the subfloor, not compressed, but tight against the subfloor with adequate supports. And as you can see, this obviously isn't tight against the subfloors. It's hanging down and or fallen in many locations. The other thing you're going to notice is fungal growth. We have fungal growth or mold. You see we've got some black here growing on this particular beam, as well as up on the floor joists themselves, and then you'll see the decking's kind of dark as well. We haven't done any testing to determine exactly what type of mold that is, but this is typical of what you're going to find anytime you have a vented crawl space. Vented crawl spaces, although very common, are not the most effective crawl space. You really want an airtight, air sealed with the proper vapor barrier and dehumidifier to control any moisture, any humidity issues. Obviously where we live, humidity is a problem. So having a vented crawl space is going to allow any humidity that may be outside, it's going to allow that into the crawl space. And as the temperature cools, so if it's a nice warm summer day and it's humid outside, well, as that humid air comes into the crawl space and cools, sorry, redneck English, as that air cools, it actually increases in relative humidity. So this is a typical crawl space. Now, what I would recommend in this situation is first we would remove all the insulation. We would clean this crawl space completely free of mold. You can see all those, look at all those mold spores on that floor joist. We would clean the crawl space completely. Once clean, we would then come back in, air seal all penetrations. So we would air seal around the rim board, sill plate, any openings, we would air seal. Then we would install a high quality vapor barrier. We definitely recommend a high quality vapor barrier that would go across the floor, up the walls, and secure at the top of the wall, taping all joints to where it becomes one seamless piece. We'd also have to do some raking, flatten this crawl space out before we do that. And then lastly, we would highly recommend installing a high quality dehumidifier that's going to prevent any further mold growth in the future. And it's just going to control the relative humidity down here. You know, we would set that on like a 55% relative humidity. Anything below 60 is good. Anything above 60 is a problem. So we would recommend setting that dehu around 55% relative humidity. That way that thing's going to kick on, remove any moisture that may be in the air, in the crawl, and then pump that out and away from the home. So that's what we would recommend here in this particular situation. If you've got any questions, feel free to give us a call or look us up. Our website is ANR Restoration.com, or you can call us at 812-246-8791. Thank you.